guess we'll use that for kneeling on. Keep the cold at bay. Right. We'll even start. Let me show you. There's a bit of dismantling to be done. Obviously, I have to get this off, unbolt it, get it off. I think that's the gear shifter linkage, if I remember right. Got to come off. Get this little guy through the hole. Try and get that grommet out first. And then this is pretty clear for sanding back and painting. The inside, although it doesn't look like it, the floor has actually been welded. Can you see that? 2015, that's 10 years ago I did that. So I scribbled that obviously into the seam sealer that went over the various welds and stuff. It's very dusty. But then the next job today will be removing all of this wiring. It might not be that difficult, and I'm contemplating whether I should even leave this alone and just leave it. It's not going to bother me. Don't think it's going to get in the way. I can mask that out the way when I come to painting the inside of the cab. These welds that I previously did obviously need a little bit of flattening back and skim of filler. I closed this in because somebody had used an angry badger or a grinder to cut a hole in for the radio. My instrument cluster was smashed up when I got it. I got a used, damaged one from Canada, if I remember right. So the idea would be to try and make two out of one. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to succeed in doing that. But yeah, the idea is to paint the inside of the cab, clean all this back a little bit more. The tank has been relocated in any case. But the floor, from what I recall, is good. You'll see there's welds here. So I'm assuming this was a manual farm truck at some point, which was changed to auto. So someone welded this closed. Those that know what they're doing probably comment and tell me what they think happened here before. But all of that's kind of cleaned and ready. I was really lucky. These side panels were solid as well. I did a bit of welding down the corner here, some welding down there, and if I remember, a little bit on the other side. A couple of holes in the floors. You can see some of this stuff still masked up. But yeah, really at the moment, first job is just to disassemble all of this stuff, just to get all the wiring out, because I actually have a brand new wiring loom, which I'm quite pleased about. So yeah, time to get on with this, see where I get with removing that. And then the next job will be to clean up just this front firewall and get that painted. To me, that's a big win at this point in time in my world. Right, so I never understand this. How do these guys operate? You got two sizes. We have here 9/16 and a 15 mil. They don't seem to interchange. You got that in there. It won't fit in there. Let's just see. Like double shot. But yeah, this won't fit. I don't understand why there are two sizes, to be honest. For some reason someone fitted two different sizes. I'm just taking a picture for posterity. Or is it prosperity? Let us show. Anyway, let's take this off. Those are aftermarket bolts. It's the weirdest of setups. test that out. Different nuts and bolts, interesting to say the least. Probably take that off as well. Labeled up, put away. Throttle pedal assembly off. Got 2 rig nuts in there. This has got to come out. These little guys we can take off either way. Right, next job. Right, next job. This is going to be more challenging in a weird way. Trying to undo the wiring loom without destroying any of the stuff associated with it. I bought a new wiring loom, as I've mentioned, but getting this out in such a way that I don't destroy half of the truck will be interesting. So we've got the whole water pump unit here for the, there you go, for the washer and the wiper. But now to try and get this lot out, until I figure out how to get these unstuck. They're obviously going to be stuck. There we go. Right, that's one. Do I push that and pray? Maybe I need a little screwdriver or something. Pointy. Something pointy. Maybe as sharp as my ex-wife's tongue. This may or may not do the job. Let's try again. Let's see if this works. That's an old screwdriver that ended up broken. Let's see if that works. So there's got to be a simple way of getting these unstuck, surely. The factory, oh, there we go, that one came out easy enough. This one, okay, bit of force, it seems, works. Right, so this light's off. Let's take this out the way again, that strapping, for some reason. This little guy is quite hard. I'm not sure if there's a replacement. I don't think there's a replacement in my pack. And I don't want to just cut stuff. So I'll probably try and force it in from the outside in. In a bit. I go up there. This. These are quite interesting little holders that pop through the firewall, like little hangers that these hang off. Petrol gauge, oh right, fuel gauge. It's obviously part of the makeup at some point. Another two undone. Probably better if unscrewing this whole thing to get that done. A few little nuts and screws holding stuff in place. It's a Phillips. Right. It's all gone. Just over there. Come on. Covering my own light up here, so I can't see what I'm doing. It's funny. very, very thick wire screwed in there. And on this side, I'm not sure if it's an earth or what. And that's not big enough. And this is going to be just the right size. So weird working with an 11mm spanner. Second time I've used it today. So let's get that off. Put that back, and you have an anchor and an earth point. Future use. Break this. Speaker wires from the past. Toss them out there on the floor where they belong. Now, this is going somewhere. We need to figure out where this is going and coming from. And this one is around this side. Just tied up, so we'll undo that. There's some real cowboy wiring in there. Right. Somebody pulled a live off there. Got no idea what they were feeding. Let's see if there's a label on here. Hooter wire. Right, so that could be my writing from 10 years ago. Probably is. But right now that's disconnected. We'll start a new line for that when the time comes. This is going to be interesting to rebuild. Thing is, this truck can never be a Chinese refrigerator, so the only way to do this will be to repair it, which obviously will take some time. The side cutter, cut that off. Let's see if a bigger hammer makes a difference. This is the last of the padding in the cab, and that holds the fuse box. The fuse box is somehow held in place with a pin that goes through the firewall. I'm not so sure how you get this off. Sure what I'm doing. We also have a harness pointing through here. Because I've never done this before, of course, no clue what I'm doing. Like I said, I don't want to destroy this thing through hard-handed hammering. Let's try again. Right, so we've destroyed that, managed to break it. Right, we find a small little 4mm or whatever the old imperial size socket is. See if I can get that out. I think I've got a new fuse box in the wiring loom that I bought. Right. Out. That's the last of the Chevy padding out. Get rid of that. Now, to figure out how to get these two main plugs out that are sticking through. Yeah, because there's no interconnecting plugs to disassemble. Right. I guess having a look to see whether I actually have replacement plugs and grommets in the new set might help. Right. Who's interested? Probably the best money I ever spent on this rebuild. Easy wiring loom, ordered off eBay. Comes with fuses, switches, cable ties, a new fuse box, modern, lots of plugs and points. So I am going to make a wild guess and say that these, I'm actually going to force them out to get rid of them. There's another one over here. These are the last two bits of the wiring loom. I think cutting them off is going to be the answer. I can hear everyone scream in fear, but this is rock hard. This is actually bigger than, so I'm not going to get that through there. And similarly this one, I tried with a chisel just to see if I could make it move, and actually none of this wants to move. So for the moment, I think I'm going to destroy these two, but then it's another big job done. A couple of other little bits still stuck here. I think there's one more of these. It's in here. Little guy sticking out there. I need to take that out. That was one of the anchors for the wiring loom as well. But yeah, not massive progress, but progress nonetheless. So I think taking these guys out now, smashing them out, may well be the answer for today. I don't like using force much, but sometimes you have to just go for it, bash stuff. I cannot see this going anywhere else. It's not a screw thread, and this grommet is rock hard, so you can't even try and unseat it and pull it out or push it through. I think it's pretty unlikely that I'm going to get it out any other way than cutting it. And same with the one on the other side. I will leave the holes there, because some of the holes that are in this firewall shouldn't be there, but for the time being they can hang around. We can always fill them in afterwards with little blanking plates with fancy glue. Something like maybe even one of the metal type epoxies, just to fill some holes. But yeah, I think time has come for some excessive force. I'm not sure this is going to work, but we're going to try. Give it a bash, as they say. Let's see where we go next. That's funny. Hammer's This is a hammer that I rescued out of the rubbish. I'm guessing that the wood over time has sort of perished. Right. This is still fighting me, so we'll get a bigger hammer. There's always a solution, the BFH. Let's see how we stand up to this one. This ain't moving. Saying that, it does feel like it's moved from the inside. There you go. She's out. This one, I think we're going to do the same. Saying that, do I even try? Let's try a slightly different solution. Another junkyard find, old chisels. You can see they look like shit, but they can still perform. They may not do fine woodwork. This one's missing half of its tip, but functionally this might just be what undoes this. Going in the right direction. And I think we have a wiring loom undone completely. Obviously I now have a hammer to restore, but we'll get to that. Right, let's go back indoors, see what we've done. See what we have done. Just seen something really interesting, which I will show you outside. This is quite funny. In fact, it's not just funny, it is terrible, to say the least. So that is what's left of the wiring loom. It's come out today, along with a little bit more, some bits of speaker wire. But this is fascinating. I think this is strimmer or electric lawnmower cord. Somewhere someone did an emergency application. I'm not sure what emergency application is exactly like. There's a couple of very naughty associations I could make, but I'm not allowed to say this stuff out loud on a family channel. You can see using these horribly crimped little things. They've already come off. Don't know what this is, a relay probably. But yeah, spliced in nicely with some tape into the wiring loom. This is what's left of my 66 C10 wiring loom. Interesting to say the least. And of course, that's the replacement loom. These are really beautifully made. I don't think you're going to be able to see this on screen. You might. Every wire is individually marked what it's for. Right hand high beam, left hand high beam, indicator. You can name it and it's there. Really nice fuse box. Likewise, a decent manual, and then as I said, you've got flashes and all sorts of stuff. Everything is marked properly using modern fuses, and then a fair amount of contacts. I'm not sure if these are for spotlights possibly, or extra driving lights. Let's see what it says. Attention, if you're going to put an alternator of 80 amps or more, you must put this bypass wire in. Okay, so there you go, there's your answer. Some heavy wire there, something big. Alternator red, battery post, starter solenoid where the battery cable connects the starter, etc. I remember the day this was delivered. It was around about middle of the year in July 2014, believe me. So that's 11 years ago I ordered this. came from America. It was really affordable, which is why I bought it. Nice eBay packaging. And to be honest, it's a lot easier. Well, I'm hoping it's going to be a lot easier than that. Getting it all in here. But for today, my objective was to do what's been done, which is all of this. Clearing the front, taking the extra bits off. And then of course, cleaning out the inside. I'm actually going to leave that pedal box because it doesn't affect anything or anyone. You can see the metal is actually really good inside. The flooring, all of that was good. There were a few bits of rust. And then, as I said before, we have this section that's been cut out historically. No idea why. Someone will know, whether it was a conversion from auto to manual, manual to auto, or something in between. Alien spaceship. And then, as far as the rest of the cab's concerned, I don't know if you can see the way the paint was thrown on with a bucket originally. Shiny truck, nice looking truck. These edges are quite good if you look at them. Little bits of rust, but I think that's wire brush territory. Everywhere else you look, it's really good. Once again, I've mentioned, thankful that I've got this truck, but obviously it's going to be a bit of a challenge ultimately to get all of this done. This little sill, you can see I welded a new section in all the way down here. There was a little bit of rust over here in this corner. I think it's standard for these trucks, but this is a California truck, so I guess I started with a bit of an advantage. That's where we'll end for today. You know, if anything, make all the comments you like, good ones, bad ones, advice especially. I still have some ideas of stuff that I'd like to try and do, but those of you that have built these things before, or work in body shops or own body shops, or are experienced in various ways, you're going to tell me things I'm going to screw up with, and tell me before I screw up rather than after. But yeah, thanks for watching. Today's objective was doing what I've done. Pretty pleased. It's only a small job, but it's another job and it's another step in the right direction. Chassis, obviously waiting. And yeah, carnage and redemption, something like that. Cool. Thanks for watching, guys.